The holidays have arrived. Thank you for spending a part of them with us. We're away in Week 16 on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Carried by Brooks to start the drive. And he's going to get up to about the 33, but no more. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
On 2nd down, it's Brooks. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I think this is the part where they run away, Kate. As in run away from that monster. He's just too strong a presence to try to block them inside, and that time, it cost him some yards.
Out of the gun, Young. This is reeled in by Leggett. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the game, but boy, Brock, what a shot. And on this 3rd down, Rams electing to go with a dime set. Young working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Rams will take possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. The first carry now for Kyren Williams. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. David Long getting to the spot that time. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker, and that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Man in motion out of the slot. Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. They tried to air it out, but just couldn't hook up. Nearly an interception on that play. So it's 2nd down coming up.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Stafford to throw again on 2nd. That's on target, Puka Nacua. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 32 on that play. And the Rams are going to have a first down. From the gun, a carry by Williams. Down to the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's second and goal. Nakua, the receiver, in motion right. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up third and goal.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that forces them to fourth and goal.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Young. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. To the air on first down. Young. Gets it to his fullback. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short, and you're back.
We're ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They're looking at second and pretty short. Now an inside. Oh, what a hit! Jars the ball loose! And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. It's a gain of 4. And that'll be good for a Carolina first. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And his charge towards the line, it's right around 3 yards.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Hubbard. And he gets in, touchdown! The Panthers take a second quarter lead. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there, not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense, and that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Finds a seam down the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And it brings up an LA first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
It's taken in by Williams. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Give to Williams from the gun. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. That stop made by Derek Brown. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he gets him around 6 there. That was Jordan Fuller getting there for the tackle. 6 yards to pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And the Panthers into the nickel set. 3rd down coming. Stafford from the gun. Throw complete to Williams. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Stafford now on 1st down. Has it down close. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
1st and goal. Here's Williams. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. He couldn't get anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal. We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. The Rams trying to make some noise before halftime. Another chance at it on 2nd and goal, still from the 5. They try again with Williams. And he's over the line and in. Touchdown, LA! The Rams get some late points and the lead. Kyren Williams, the touchdown. Well, we've been saying it for years, Brock. If at first you don't succeed, try that run again.
You're exactly right. It's going to take more than one stop to deter those offensive coaches from calling another run play. They've got such faith in their group up front to leverage right at the point of attack and punch it in on the 2nd time around.
Point after converted from Cardi. And the Rams push their lead to 3. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Return starts from the goal line. And this drive will start inside the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. Throw is there for Jatavion Sanders. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. Here's Young on 1st and 10. Fits it through the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Young looking to throw. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, "Hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league."
Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Tight end going in motion here. On 3rd down, it's Young. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. There's 35 seconds to go in the half as they are ready to begin their drive. On first down, here's Stafford. That's taken in by Cup. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's first down. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Cooper caught the intended receiver. And now they face second down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Throwing from the pistol. Step. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. But a Ram found his way to the football first, and they avoid the turnover. Woo. So we finished 2 quarters, a couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. They're out and set, first and 10.
22.
To throw, Stafford. Got Williams, and it's complete. This is ahead for about 5. Jack Thompson finishing that play off.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Draw play, this is Williams. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. They kick the running back in motion. Stafford back to throw. Looking slant route, complete. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They gain 14 on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio. This guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Throwing now, Stafford. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainer's headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. 3rd and just 2 to go.
Ready.
A give up the middle to Corum. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And they are unable to double their lead.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Young up 1st and 10. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Hey, Kate, you know that line, time is of the essence? It certainly is in the pocket. Not enough time there to let that play develop down the field, and the two were not able to reel it in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Play action now, Young. Finds his fullback. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Call it feel, Kate, call it instincts. I don't really care what you call it, but the best QBs, they can sense it. They know when that pressure's coming, and they know how to avoid it. Keep that play alive, extend it outside of the chaos, and go get your offense a completion.
That's caught for the 1st. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On the draw, this is Brooks. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Able to get it to Moore. And 2 yards is all he's gonna get before he's caught. That was Darius Williams on the tackle.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Throw on 3rd down. Diving, it looks close. They say he caught it. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
To the air on 1st down, Young. And he will score. It's a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers grab the lead on their 1st series of the half. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
That one splits the uprights. And the Panthers take a 4-point lead. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Returning it from the 4. He lost the football. And the fumble recovery is made.
Just look at everyone flying down the field. But when they fly down the field, they got two things in mind, Kate. Number one, get the returner down. And number two, separate the ball if you can. It's rare that it happens, but it sure is exciting when it does.
On first down, here comes Brooks. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense up to the line fast. Young working from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Kid, I was on the field with a young high school quarterback just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, and give him a chance to make a play.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10, it's Hubbard. And they take it across the goal line for a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers lengthen the lead at the end of the third. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers drive their lead to 11. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. Throwing now on first down, Stafford. That one falls incomplete and brings us to the end of this third quarter. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's Rams football. They trail late, but this game's still very much in reach. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. They send the tight end in motion left. Back to the air we go on second. Stafford. Cup on the catch. And he'll get it up to the 44. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Shotgun snap to Stafford. He's going to push one deep down the right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And it's going to be second down.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Now Stafford again. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Puka Nacua the target on that throw. So now it's going to be third and long.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Shaq Thompson. At the 20. And he takes this one back for the pick six. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running back, motioning right. After the pick, Stafford back to the air. Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover, wisely throwing it away.
Stafford to throw again on 2nd. It's complete to Higbee. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Throwing is Stafford on 3rd. It's complete to Whittington. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the 1st down.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Stafford gonna go on 4th. And they won't do it. That fall's incomplete on 4th down.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. It doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Straight ahead, here's Brooks. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 13. This is reeled in by Leggett. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Young to throw here on 3rd. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Rams take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
32.
Stafford from the gun. Gets this one to Blake Corum. And this one gets up to the 14-yard line before he's stopped.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Stafford. Short pass brought in. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Rams are going to have a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Stafford now on first down. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And now it's second down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Shaq Thompson.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 31-yard line.
They've got first down from the 31. On the give, it's Brooks. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be second and 5.
Humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Young on the play action. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Shotgun snap now to Young. Ooh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Moody knocks it through, and that stretches the lead to 21.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach, because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll motion Smith left. On first down, here's Stafford. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
He's on the move. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Running back sent in motion. They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Shaq Thompson. And the Panthers have it now on his 8th pick of the year.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Complete on the option. He has the Carolina touchdown. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, Corum. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd down run by Corum. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. They kick the running back in motion. Stafford now. That one complete to Whittington. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believe it, your guy can get there.
And they pick him off again. Jordan Fuller comes up with it. And the Panthers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Oh, man, Brock, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
Hands off here for Brooks. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Running once more with Brooks. And he's going to be taken down right around the 39. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Play action now, Young. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Kobe Durant has it. And the Rams are going to take over after his 9th interception of the season. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks them up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Taking a final shot at the end zone. And that pass falls incomplete. Well, they kept trying. They kept taking shots at the very end. But now we have reached that end. This one's over. So the Panthers pick up the win here. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football. So for Brock Huard, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Panthers are winners as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.